Oh, wrong scene. There we are. Hello, 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 everyone. I hope you're all having a most wonderful Thursday evening. Welcome in, Sonny. Welcome in, T. Welcome in, Ira. Thank you all so much for being here so early. It means a lot, honestly. Thank you. Welcome to another art stream. I wanted to do a bit more work on my portfolio piece. Welcome in, Simon. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday evening as well. As I was saying, I wanted to really work on my portfolio piece again because, well, time is getting a little bit. What's the word I'm looking for? Well, time is starting to run out a bit, so I need to really get things going with this. It's getting there, but I'm not entirely happy with it just yet. There's some stuff I need to do, some stuff I need to adjust, some stuff I need to fix. Yeah, time is running short. But for what it's worth, it's looking okay right now. Like, I could just plop out a bit more grass and adjust the environment a bit more and call it done, but I wouldn't be too happy with that. There's still some stuff I need to do, but as it is right now, it's looking okay. But I know like several things I want to adjust before I can confidently call it done. What's the goal for today's stream? Work on this until I'm a bit more happy on it, basically. I feel like the grass is distracting me a bit. It's so flowy. Well, sorry. That's the idea, Ira. It's supposed to be flowy. But it's moving a bit too much. It's moving a bit too much at the base. It looks like the ground is ripping a bit. What do you mean by ripping a bit? Which part of the ground? As in the grass is like descending into the ground? Rippling? Like a wave. Oh yeah, the grass is supposed to like move in waves. That is the idea, at least. But the grass is moving a bit too much, like at the bottom, so it kind of doesn't look like it's grounded, really. It's storming like hell outside. Oh shit, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, but it looks like the actual ground is moving, not the grass. Yeah. Yeah, I get what you mean. Or do you mean like over to the side over here? I think that's because of the shadows or something. I'm not sure why. There might be Unreal Engine's Lumen. Or it's that, yeah, the grass is kind of descending into the ground. Yeah, where the grass is, yes. So yeah, that is an issue that I want to address. The grass is like descending into the ground because of the wind. I'm just gonna be quiet and let you get on with it. No, don't be quiet. Don't be quiet, please. I do appreciate you commenting and pointing things out, because there might be times where you folks point something out that I'm not even like thinking about. But the grass, the movement is something I want to adjust. Let me actually make a list of stuff I want to adjust. I want to adjust the grass foliage texture. I'm not entirely happy with the texture just yet. I feel like I deserve a cocoa for going to work and from work into the storm. Yes, you absolutely deserve that. Get yourself some fancy hot cocoa. Grass foliage texture. That's number 1. Number 2, grass foliage vertex color. I can spell color. Alright. After I'm done with the vertex color, I wanna do the grass foliage mesh. Then I want to adjust the ground material roughness textures. What else do I want to fix after that? It's missing an Abyssal Hunter. Well, I can put in one there somewhere. Welcome in, Dramalama. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday evening. And thank you for redeeming the hydrate. Welcome, welcome. Okay, thanks. I will just gotta finish my dinner first. Hell yes. As you should. So yeah, I do want to adjust the roughness texture. It's not the greatest at the moment. Where's my list? There it is. So roughness textures, and then placement and wait, tree placement and size variation. That's what I want to work on. And then if I have time, this is something I might do after stream. Maybe I'll add a maybe here. Ground texture variation. Oh, well, not texture, material is the correct word. Ground material variation. And then I think I've pretty much done everything I want to do. So my main goal is to work on the grass foliage, and that refers to the grass that is sticking out, basically. The grass that is moving with the wind. That is the grass foliage. So work on that texture. Then the vertex colors. The vertex colors is what controls how much it's affected by the wind. The mesh is basically the placement in 3D, because they are 2D planes. They're just well, they are 3D planes, but they're flat. It's easier if I just show you. Welcome in, Jay. What are you doing? I'm working on some portfolio pieces. One big portfolio piece. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday evening. How are you doing? So, I think this is the grass. So, yeah, this is what the grass is, looks like. It's just flat, plain, but multiple of them, basically. Clumped together. And at the moment, it's a bit too clumpy, I guess. A bit too dense, probably, is more correct. Yeah, it's a bit too dense right now. So I want to adjust that. I wanna make some smaller planes to the sides. I'm gonna have to get rid of this one and make some new ones. I might, yeah. First I gotta work on the texture a bit more. Where was I? So let's have a look at this. Work on the texture, then work on the vertex color, which looks like that. I should remove quite a bit of the purple, the dark purple from the bottom. It should be a bit more black at the bottom here. Maybe like 1/3 black, more than it right now. So that's something I should do. That's gonna go quickly. Then arrange the mesh, and then once I'm done with that, I can place out some grass. Then I want to work on the ground materials a bit, then adjust the tree placement, and then we'll see if I am happy. I am doing good just watching Dexter. That's awesome. That's awesome. And I've considered getting into Dexter. I'm sure it's a show that I would enjoy. I just never really got started. Or I was watching Dexter before I came in here. Hell yeah. Now you're here watching me suffer. Dexter is good. I'm on season 3. Alright, alright. I'm sure it is. One day I'll get to it. One day. I'm just really happy with my trees. They turned out really well. Nods in not understanding anything. Well, okay. So, I want to first adjust the image of my 3D grass that is currently moving in the wind. And then, after I've adjusted the image of it, I want to adjust how much the wind is affecting the grass by painting on 3D surface. And then I want to rearrange the 3D surface. And then, where was I? I want to adjust the reflectiveness of the ground. And then I want to have more variation in the tree size. The trees look like trees that has bed sheets on them. 2 white overall for birch. Not necessarily, no. Once I've actually went out and gotten reference pictures. Honestly, I could probably do more white. This is the main, like, texture-wise I went for, kinda. There's definitely birch trees that has more of the grayish, brown, green area. Absolutely. But the one I went for was, yeah, the one you saw at the start. Where was I? Oh well. Going outside in this economy, yes, for just a brisk walk. But I do feel like I need to make them a bit thinner and taller. Some of them are just way too thick. Watching you suffer is why we're here. Of course, of course. Right, at least I can wander around in this little 3D environment that I've created all on my own. And that is a pretty cool thing. Don't mind this cube thing over here. Might be the thickness that makes it feel like too much white. Yeah, it might be. I do want them to be a bit thinner and taller, for sure. This is just some test area. Just testing out some doors. Oh, right. The door is completely fucked. I need to have a look at that at some point. But for the time being, let's go work on the grass foliage texture. Gonna open up Substance Designer. Burb. Yes, they're being very chatty today. They're currently in their cage. We'll see if they make an appearance today. They did show up on stream yesterday, which is fun. Fun little surprise. Let's go for play. Well, doesn't matter which kind of plane I go for. Now the question is, how should I do this? I want to add a bit more like grass straws, I guess is the grass blades to the sides. So maybe copy all of that, something like that. Adjust the randomness of these. Let's put in some random numbers here. There we go. Okay, and what does that look like? Versus... I mean, it's a little different. It's not very different. Is it different enough, though? Maybe. And then we add a translate, and then we just shove this a bit to the side. Not too much. Something like that. And then... take this, and add that here. Take this back up to its regular size. And then we blend these together. Blend. This is the background. This is foreground. And then like that. That is not the way to do it. Let's add an invert grayscale. And there we go. Maybe I shouldn't blur it as much. Yeah, it's a bit too uniform. What if I mirror it horizontally? Currently working out a way to get a new area in my D&D to work. I'm trying to work out how I should get my players to follow the path without making it a yellow brick road. That is always the hardest part of DMing. Just getting your players interested in the stuff you're trying to do. Okay, what does that look like? It's a bit better. Don't give us a scammy elf who sells counterfeit goods if you don't expect us to follow that trail then. Well, the idea of that scummy elf was just a one-time random encounter. That was the idea, at least. But I guess I gotta do something with him now. Hmm. Now we can find him. Yeah. You will find him eventually. I think he's gonna be the big bad evil guy. That bitch better come back. I will take that to Eleanor's grave, yeah. Oh, he's currently in his major villain arc. Don't worry, don't worry. Eleanor will go to the ends of the earth to find him, I hope so. Ay. What have I done? She cares more about finding him than her long-lost brother. Oof. Well, guess I'm not gonna judge. You do you, Eleanor. What does that look like? It's okay. Maybe a bit too much to the side. Oh. No. Maybe that side? Yeah. A bit more this way. I feel like that might be better. There we go, and just move this a little bit to the side over here. Yeah, that's looking alright. Maybe I did move it a bit too much to the side. There we go. Don't like how it's clipping out of the side though. Let me see which part that is. Might be this one. Is it? It was that one. Okay. Yeah, that's better. I'm currently asking them to make new level 1 characters for time skip between level 9 and 10. And the way for them to get back to their old characters is by leaving this area, which means that they gotta ascend the stairs. The area is a pair of stairs with 7 steps. Each step is the size of a country. I see, I see. Okay. Hold on. Sounds fun, sounds fun. And now we copy all this again. This is gonna be huge fucking graph. There we are. And we flip this horizontally. And we take this into there. There we are. Now we introduce a bit more randomness. There we are. Does that look different enough, or am I gonna have to make some adjustments? I feel like I'm gonna need to make some adjustments by hand. Right now, the only way I have for them to ascend the steps are by going through something called the Title Games, which is initially Hunger Games inspired. Okay, that's cool. Sounds like you've got a lot going on there. Okay, I think that's good enough. Maybe. Let's take this all the way down here. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Let's do... Oh, whoops. Please. Can I... Hold up. What was going on here? Oh no, it was supposed to be like that. Let me do it like this. And then I can just do this. Perfect. Okay. Look at that. It's looking good. I think that's way better than what I had before. It's not as thick. It's not as clumpy. It's got a bit more like gaps in between. Yeah, that's looking better than what did I have before. Why can I not open up the folders? There we are. I mean, I can open it up right here. Well, that's what it's like right now. Let me... I do. Like, there is a fuck ton of stuff. That's the problem with making a world that can always expand and become bigger. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work to maintain, especially. Okay, let me re-import textures. Save. PNG, yes. Let me actually do this. Relative to input. And then here we do levels. That is absolute 8-bit. Everything else should be 16-bit. Perfect. Let me just resave. And then we save this one. Then we... It's okay. There's a reason why I'm having it in an Obsidian document, which allows me to keep track of that stuff. Okay. What is an Obsidian document? Don't think I've heard about that before. Oh, completely missed that. T wrote Eleanor stabbed his hand and that made him real mad. Yeah, very strange. How dare he get mad at that? Very strange indeed. It is a note-taking program which allows you to make connections and tags to the notes. Ooh, that sounds very handy. Maybe I should look into that. Because currently I've just got a Google document with everything written for my campaign, and that is very, very bad because I keep needing to scroll up and down. It's free. All right, then I'll definitely check it out. Where was I? Right, I was looking at the roughness, and it's probably fine as it is right now. Probably don't need to adjust anything here. Nah, let's leave it be. Roughness, there we go. Height, don't need that. Ambient occlusion. AO. And the alpha. There we are. Cole suddenly needing a name. I can come up with names somewhat quickly. I can just spit something out, generally. But when I'm tired, that's when I struggle. But yeah, the case is often that whenever I just spit out a name, like at random whenever I need it, my issue is that I don't write it down, and then I forget the name of that NPC. It's happened a few too many times than I would like to admit. Where was I? I should probably close this one down and look at... Where am I? Just because I'm send you what my Obsidian note map looks like. Yes, please. Yeah. Like, coming up with names isn't the hard part. Remembering the names, now that is the issue. Especially when you've got way too many NPCs to keep track of. That's partially my own fault, because I feel like I'm making my campaign more complicated than it needed to be. With all the different little factions that are going on. Obsidian is good for that. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Where was I? Substance designer, I think. Grass. Okay. There we are. Now I just need to open up Photoshop. We'll see if I even get halfway through my list. I feel like I might not. Why am I struggling to open up my notes? Yeah, well, fuck those notes, I guess. My greatsword hungers for cultists. But first you might need to deal with the Silken Weave. And before that you might need to deal with the bandits. And before that, and before that, and before that, and... you know the deal. That's what I mean by I feel like I made things a bit too complicated. There's just too much going on a little bit too early in the game, maybe. I don't know. %of my Obsidian notes are just NPCs, yeah. That's probably what mine is gonna be as well. Duplicate alpha 1. Delete. Enable. And then save as. TIFF. Let me check the mode. Yeah, it's 8-bit. Save. Too much thinking for Ajax. Sword goes on bad guy. Well, you see, there might not always just be bad guys. There might be some morally grey guys. And then Ajax has to make a choice. A choice that might make him a little uncomfortable. That's a problem, yeah. That's something that poor old Ajax, well, he's not old, but poor Ajax has to come to terms with. Not every bad guy is bad guy. Sometimes they are just morally grey guy. RGB, don't merge. Blending options. He's like my age. Oh, okay then. Then he's fucking ancient, man. Just kidding. I hope you know. Sent you the picture. You can show it on stream if you want. I don't mind. Sure thing. Dear Lord. Open link. There we go. So this is the Obsidian document that Jay is talking about. And this honestly looks very handy. I kind of need something like this to just connect everything. See who's, like, which NPC is related to other NPC. Not like familial relations, but in terms of association or whatever. So this is gonna be very handy. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be checking Obsidian document out. It's too much for his idiot lawful good brain. Well, he's gonna have to deal with it. And he's gonna deal with him probably being the only good character in the party. I'm not sure if all other characters are neutral. I actually should probably check that. D&D Beyond. I just looked over on my second monitor and thought you were making a skill tree. No, that was Jay, the guy in the chat. Obsidian document. Basically, you can make connections between stuff you've written. Collections, my campaigns. View campaign. The deactivate button is always so scarily in the middle. What if I mistakenly deactivate the campaign? Let's see, Aishna. Is she good? Can I even see that here? I'm not sure. Oh. Hmm. You maybe can, but I can't. Okay. Yeah, that's why I kind of don't want to show it on stream right now, in case I actually expose something that I might. Well, maybe I shouldn't expose yet. Oh well, never mind. I'll maybe have a look at that at some other point. I'll make them better. Yeah, there's always room for character growth and development. Maybe they'll develop into a good character. Maybe Eleanor will develop into a good character. Maybe. If hell freezes over. Yeah, she's got potential to be good. But there's a lot in my Obsidian notes, and like they haven't even explored half of it. Yeah. Okay, now it makes sense. Yeah. But I agree, it kind of looks like a skill tree. It sure does, yeah. It does look like skill tree. You may be... Alright, Pesta must have said it though. Okay, should be in background. I'll have a look at it later. Some other point. Okay, let's re-import the textures. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that grass. Oh, that's looking so much better right now. Now that is some thick grass. Okay. Masks. Re-import. And normal. Grass plane. Re-import. Look at that grass. Now that is some thick grass. Her sense of empathy is just selective. That is putting it lightly. Bro locked in while I was playing Sons of the Forest. Well, I have been working for like 50 minutes. Oh yeah. Love my world, but I know that it will take more than one set of characters, my players, to explore my whole world. But the thing with that is, the more characters to make, the more that will be added to the world, and the more there is added to the world, the more characters will be needed. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm probably also gonna run multiple campaigns in my world. I do like the approach that Matthew Mercer is doing with Critical Role, where he focuses like most of a campaign on one continent. I really like that idea, but we'll see where my campaign goes. Maybe my players want to, for some godforsaken reason, just fuck off and go to a completely different continent. We'll see. We're talking about Eleanor? We are indeed. Sorry, I'm editing at the same time. No need to apologize. How could you tell? Selective empathy sounds like my gal. Sure does. Sure does. Okay, I kind of want to have a look at the grass material because, I don't know, I feel like the roughness is not really doing anything. Oh. Well, yeah, the roughness isn't even plugged in at the moment. That would explain some stuff. Apply. I feel like that didn't do much at all, but that's fine. Can just use that. The green channel, ambient occlusion. Why have I put... Oh, right, yes, I remember why I did that. Deny. Well, now we definitely do. Of course, of course. We'll see about that. Echo, we're gonna find my lost mother. Of course, yeah. That is something that you're gonna do. That might require traveling to a different continent. We'll see about that. Let me just tell the others that adventure to another continent will occur. Well, Simon, you're gonna have to DM at some point, and then you can absolutely take the party to a different continent. Ooh, maybe she's in the abyss with the scholar dude. Yeah, maybe. I forgot we're also going to hell. Are you going to hell? Are you really going to hell? Because of how I've set it up, with the main plot revolving around a train that travels through dimensions, I can let them do what they are doing now, traveling through these different dimensions, exploring different areas. Or I can just force them to stay in one area like I'm doing with the level 1 characters. Yeah. Ooh. Oh no, random teleport time. Well, that's completely up to you whenever you DM. Oh my god. After having zoomed out, that grass is looking so much better already. And that was just adjusting the texture. What the hell? Okay, let me get this. Let me grab this. Oh, whoops. That didn't exactly where I wanted. Okay, well, it looks more like it's underlined, which I didn't want to, but how about I just put a check mark right next to it? There we go. Yeah, like that. I'll do it like that instead. I thought we were gonna try and go to hell. We're probably gonna try. What a better place to spread justice? I mean, that's completely up to you, but... Are you gonna go to hell? Who knows? Maybe you won't. Maybe you will. We'll see. Eleanor and Ajax might end up there accidentally, to be honest, after trying some random shit they didn't fully think through. That would track, absolutely. Also, I have a goddess in my D&D called Lady Luck, which is the canonical reason for natural 1s and 20s. That sounds like a lot of fun. That's a really cool idea to yeah, play around with that. The wise words of Matthew Mercer. You can certainly try. Exactly. You can certainly try. But don't blame me if you fuck up horribly. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with the texture now. That's looking so much better than what I had before. So I feel like I can confidently close down Substance Designer now. So my graph went from looking like this from when the stream started to looking like this. That's just me copying this part here and playing around with some randomness and adjusting stuff. So yeah, cool. I'm just thinking, is there something else I want to adjust before I close this down? I don't think there is, so I'm gonna save and close. I do want to try something though. I want to, instead of combining the roughness and ambient occlusion into one texture, I want to import them separately and see if that does, like, if that helps the quality in any way. Wait, let me go to these. RGB, disable that, save. Go to this one, RGB, close, well, disable, save, close. And now we go into this. That is the ambient occlusion. Ayo. Do that. And we take the roughness. Can barely see anything in that. Let's see if that does anything differently. Apply. I can't really tell if there's anything different. It is the only major deity I have fully introduced in my story, and she will be the only major one for a long time. Cool, cool. Well, I don't feel like this did much at all. So I'm gonna keep it as it was. Apply. Yeah. And I'm gonna move on. Gonna move on to fixing the... Oh, whoops. Fixing the vertex paint. Gonna go to draw. Gonna go to this here. Gonna go to subtract. Oh no, I should go to add and just add black. Make the brush bigger. Increase the radius, something like that, and decrease the strength by a lot. I feel like nothing is happening. Because I probably shouldn't be on add, I should be on draw. That should be black. There we go. So, yeah. Okay, that works. Good. Decrease the strength. Yeah, now it's working. Okay, so let's go to blur. Decrease the strength of the blur. Go back to this. Blur. Draw. And then we go to RGB. I want full red, full blue to make purple. And we make the radius itty bitty tiny, and then do that. So that the top has full wind strength, while it gradually goes down a bit. And let's go to object mode, delete these. Take this. to the middle. That's not the middle. Absolute grid snap. There we go. Let's export FBX grass selected mesh export. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have done it like that, actually. Mistakes were made. But that's fine. FBX. Let's name it test. So I don't currently overwrite what I have in my scene. Let's delete these. Go to content. Where am I? I do probably want to stay there, but I want to grab grass test. Import all. Force delete. Materials. Content. Vertex. Replace. Save. Re-import. Now that's barely affected by the wind. Maybe I should make the wind effect a bit stronger, but, well, not as strong as that. Welcome back, Jay. Also, another of the best things with my D&D is that even if a player doesn't play their character anymore and death isn't really the most suitable option for the story, then I'll tell my players that anyone you leave, you give rights to me to use them as NPCs. Ooh, yeah, that sounds fun. Now the question is, why is this grass moving so harshly in comparison to this grass? That is very odd. That is very odd. Let me go back to Blender, put on Vertex Paint, blur, no, blur. Then paint. Radius. Blur. Let's see about that. FBX, export, grass test. Re-import. Yeah, that looks better. That's looking better for sure. Vertex. don't think I should do it like this. Maybe blur this a bit more here. Hey. Sounded like my birds were about to have an argument. Just gotta... Dad mode kicked in a bit. Add. No. Draw. Black. Okay. Just a little bit of that and then blur a bit. Let's try that. File, export, FBX, class test. Re-import. Let's say we pull it down a bit, like, oh, that's not a bit, something like that. Let's re-export it once more. Re-import, yeah. So let's go to foliage. So with that, Algot was the first one to change character, which I accepted, but now Algot's character has returned to his home dimension and just exists in his hometown. He's an NPC fisherman. That sounds really cool. Materials. There we go. Yeah, I love when player characters just become NPCs. I do like that idea. So let's try out this grass. Yeah, that's looking finer. Do feel like I can adjust it a bit more. Like give it a bit more power. Here maybe. There we are. Like I have also said, write anything in your backstory and I will make it work in the story and the world. That is generally how DMing should be, in my opinion. Like, sure, don't give your players way too much control over your world, but a part of the player character's story should be part of the world. How do we feel about this grass movement now? Is it good enough? Let's hop in. Have a look. It feels a little underwatery. Yeah, it's probably because of the speed. Like waves going through seagrass. I could always adjust the speed. I like the circular motion, the wave not so much. Okay. Is it different from the grass in the background? Yes, it is. The grass in the background is way more affected by the wind the lower down it is. I'm just kind of looking at where it meets the ground. Like, is that... What I'm trying to get at is the grass being affected as much as it should be by the wind. I feel like because the grass over here is being way too affected lower down. But yeah, the watery feel is probably because of the wind, which is something I can adjust, and the material. But yeah, it does feel better now. Let's see, where wind speed? I can... What if I just put it to 1? Apply. That might have been a bit too much. Maybe? Is that too much? Yeah, it's a bit too much if you compare it to the trees. Let's put it at 0.7. Apply. Yeah. Yeah, I have a total of 259 files within the 82 folders in Obsidian. Jesus. That's a lot of files. Maybe I need to adjust something here. Rotation angle, pivot point. Position. Rotation angle. Time. So... Time. Do I maybe multiply the time by 2? Multiply. Like this. Let's see what that does. I just multiplied all of time by 2. I'm not sure if that did anything. Hmm. 0.1. What if I do something drastically? I feel like that doesn't really do anything. Input data. It's just time. Intensity divided by 60. That's the direction. Rotation. Pivot. Position. All of it takes up 5 megabytes. Whew. Period. Is this what I should be affecting? What if I put that to 10? What would that do? It's not doing much. It is not that much. For text, I can imagine. I feel like that's quite a bit for text. But what do I know? What do I know? Constant Y. Object. Oh, wait, so this is the sign. So what if I add, like, let's say 16 to this instead of 4? Apply. What does that do? Oh. That made it, I pushed it a bit more to the side. Like that. But that's not what I wanna affect. I wanna affect the speed. Well, that does look pretty cool. Let me put that at 8. I wanna affect the speed of this thing. Sign period. Can I affect this if I put that to 10? Apply. Feel like no matter what I do, I just cannot affect the speed. What if I put it to 100? Is that gonna do much? For 259 notes, I do not feel like 5 megabytes is a lot. I thought it would be at least 10 megabytes at this point, but also it's so easy to just transfer what you have as well. So you just need to download the files and move them over to another device. Sadly, if you want auto updating, then you gotta pay. Okay. Oh well. Like, that's not doing much at all. What if I put it at 10,000? Is that gonna change anything? Apply. It really does nothing, this value. Apply. Okay, so how do I affect the speed of the wave? Because that's what I really want to affect. That's the intensity. Pivot point. Object pivot location. That's the... This is the direction. This is what's making it bend. And it's bending back and forth. But I cannot for the life of me control its the speed of its bend. Okay, position, pivot point. Oh yeah, I have homebrew races and things that certain races normally doesn't do in D&D written down as well. For example, with kobolds, they sleep like dolphins with half their brain operating, which makes kobolds amazing messengers as they can keep on walking in a straight line while sleeping. Yeah. Yeah. That's an interesting idea. Kobold messengers. Well, I'm gonna have to accept this as it is right now. And I'm gonna have to move on, because I would need to look up things, and I don't want to have to check videos in the middle of a stream. I kind of feel like the wave has gotten faster, but I'm not sure. Like, actually, let me just disable this part and apply and see what happens, because that's what's controlling the wave and the bend. Let's see what happens if we just disable that. Excuse me? The wave thing is still happening, so that means the wave wasn't because of that part. What? So this is what's controlling the wave. Wind weight, wind intensity. Wind influence. Collection. So if I put this at 20, let's just see what that does. Ba-ba-boom. Yeah, that's a big revelation. Yeah, now that looks like proper wind, doesn't it? Sure, yep. Let's put that back at... Let's put it at 0.6. Kobolds don't normally do this in Wizards of the Coast version of D&D, but because of Algot's story reasons, me and Algot decided that kobolds work like that. And that's the beauty of D&D, making it all your own. I feel like that's good wind. That's a good blend of speed. Let me just reattach this bit here. There we go. Apply. Alright, are we happy? We happy with the wind? You use D&D more like guidelines than set rules for. And that is how it should be, in my opinion. Chef's kiss. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so grass foliage, vertex color fixed. Let me... Okay. Now we... Oh, let me delete this. Yep. We turn off nightlight because I forgot to do that. There we go. And now we fix the mesh. Please. Now we gotta fix the grass foliage mesh. DaVinci Resolve is being so laggy today, and I'm going to throw my PC out the window. Oh no! Well then, all the more reason to get you a new PC. All the more. Ow! Weird sudden pain out of nowhere. Oh well. Guess I'm dying soon. Alright, there we are. Then we take this. We do some funky stuff with this. We can finish putting together my list and research when you're here. Hell yes, we can absolutely do that. Oh, whoops. Let me create a plane. There we go. So I can see where the actual ground is. Alright, let me catch up a bit with chat. The homebrew races I got, though, are full-blooded demons, full-blooded angels, a Moritan, bewinged tieflings, essentially, half humans, limboling? Limboling, yes. People born in limbo, the place between dimensions, manga giant, large humans memory, a piece of a person who is very loved and is somewhat of a myth. Mermaid, more fish-like mermaid, siren, more human-like mermaid, Skylari. Were birds which have human form, hybrid form, and bird form. Raxel, stone-skinned large humanoids who control storms. Doesn't have all the spaces I wanted? It's fine. The homebrew races I got... you sent it again. Okay. Still doesn't work. It's fine. It's fine. I got most of it. Sounds like now it should be easier to read because now there's dots. Yeah, American bewinged tieflings, essentially, half humans, limboling, people born in limbo, yeah. Alright, but yeah, that sounds all cool. I haven't really messed around a whole lot with homebrew races, but maybe someday. Maybe someday. Whoops. Maybe someday. Hmm. Birds are being very chatty today, which I actually very much appreciate. Especially when they're not screaming at each other. Just, you know, singing. A beautiful song. Got my cocoa, hazelnut chocolate. Ooh, that sounds wonderful, Ira. Enjoy, enjoy. I should probably get myself some hot chocolate after the stream. I probably deserve some after all the work I'm doing here. There we go. Okay, let's hide this. Look at that patch of grass. Fuck yeah. Let's go to Hypershade and let's delete most of these. Delete. I wish there... Wait, how do I actually delete this? Slot. God. How do I delete this again? Whoops. Okay, so that is what I want to keep. Delete. Nope. Don't want to actually... How do I delete these? Wait. Probably need to merge all of these. What if I do this? I do have an old shape shifting homebrew race which I can use, but I just gotta figure out where it is. It's like a changeling with the exception of that they can only change their own physical age, like age up and down. Oh, okay. Interesting, interesting. Why can I not select these? How do I move this without putting it somewhere? I just want to move it up in the order. Blunder, why you stupid? I don't want to set a parent. I just want to move it above the plane, please. How do I have to hold some weird button? My goodness. Blunder being stupid. All right. And I can't shift click things. I have to click them. There's gotta be a way. There's gotta be a... Blender shift click. Well, shift select. What is this called? Is it called outliner? Select a range of elements from the active element using... What do you mean from the active element? Oh no, my birds are doing things they're not allowed to. Be right back. Hey. Hey. No move, only set. Yeah, seems so. Let's see, Blender Shift Select multiple objects. Shift and then select the sphere. Yeah, how to select multiple things at once in Blender. Shift left mouse button when clicking things. But that's how, but that selects way too much. Oh god, what? Hello? Huh? Why is Blender so... Ugh. Oh my god. Well, I guess that is a bit fat. Can I unselect this now? Blender, why? Why does it need to not do this very simple thing that every other program does? Like, I want to click the first item, then press Shift key. So I need to press it and not hold. No? That doesn't work. Oh well, I guess I gotta do it the old-fashioned stupid way. This Blender is behind on the times or something, I guess. It wants to be special. It sure does. Just gotta keep an eye on my birds so they're not doing stupid stuff. There we go. Also, manga giants were created so I could have some hot-looking giants. I mean, isn't that the reason for anything we DMs do? So let's do this. And then just material 1. Okay, there we are. So let's export this now. File. First, apply transformations. Always apply transformations before exporting. Well, I think the export actually has an apply transformations thing here. It does, but yeah. So grass, export. Then we go over here. Go here. Re-import. Done. Something is really funky with that. With that foliage, and I'm not sure what it is. But it's looking better now. Slightly. But something is definitely wrong with that. It might be the scale that is the issue. Hello? Why can I not? There we go. Yeah, looks like the scale was the issue. Okay, so let me delete that. Yes. Let me also delete this little fucker here if I can. Selection. Be gone. When we go back into foliage, we do this. We take this. We play around a bit with its size here. Free scaling. How is the scaling at the moment? Why paint, please? Okay, let's increase the density. Like, the grass is much better on its own now, for sure. Let's put that up to 1,000. No, 1,000 density, please. Maybe 1,500. Look at that grass. Now that grass is much better than we had before. I would like to claim. And they are called the Manga Giants because it is literally the name of the dimension. So they will probably change names later when I figure out that I want large humans somewhere else. Okay. So Manga means mountainous in Maori. Okay. Players jokingly said its largest mountain should be called Massive, so I named it Massive. Of course, of course. Yeah, look at that grass. That's some good grass right there. I wonder why... I do still feel like there's... Why is this one so far down? Like, why is it like that? It's very flattened. What is going on with that grass? I did not play around with any randomness here. It's just very weird for some reason. And I'm not sure why. My grass sure be grassing. Hell yeah. The grass be grassing. Maybe I should decrease the density. Or maybe not with the... paint density should probably be lower. Even lower, maybe. So... I should be able to add more, but paint very little. It is Massive, the massive volcano. And now they always joke about it, saying, oh my god, it's massive. Yeah, it's also allowed my players to name 7 small critters. Nice. 0.5. Let's... Okay, let's hop in and see how that looks. I am quite happy with that. Oh, Lord. Ah, my back. Even at a distance, it looks pretty good. Or maybe not that distance. Should probably make the brush just super small and just paint it out like this. And then make the brush larger for basically these areas. Like that. And that. Let's hop in and have a look. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Hello, how is it going? Well, you can see how it's going. Look at that grass. I am very happy with that grass. Grass is looking great now. Let me mark that off the checklist of things that I wanted to do. There we are. Next up would be ground material roughness
Swedish
textures.
accent has been enabled.
Thank you for redeeming terrible Swedish accent, Jay. They are the first people in the world to discover them since I literally just made them. And normally in lore reason is that anything I create just spawns into the world with lore, but I decided for these things to be outliers, so to that. So I let them name them, and their species are now and will forever be called champignon, fackel, fuzzy melon, dolphin, hugslug, runaway scarab, sporin flying, eel, and stellar kisses. Those are some excellent names. Absolutely. Fantastic. Okay, so how about that grass? I mean, I am just way too happy with the grass. I kinda just wanna stare at it. I mean, look at what I have created. Just wow. Great names. They are fantastic. Very great. You seem to like Hugslug and Fackel a lot. They are indeed great names. You should really commend your players for coming up with those. I am just gonna sit here for a moment and take in my creation before moving on to the next step, which is gonna be the roughness. which is honestly a little bit of a struggle for me because I have no fucking idea how to do good roughness maps. But for the moment, I'm just gonna enjoy. Champignon is just French, so I don't know about creativity for that. Well, other names are a bit creative, I suppose. I do wanna see how the grass is. The grass is indeed just melting into the trees. It means mushroom, okay. Is the critter a mushroom-like being? I can feel the FPS dropping when I'm over here looking at this. But it sure do be looking good. It sure do be. So when will this project receive its final boss? Good question. I will have to talk to my lawyer about that. Vi vill se. I'll send you the pic, sure thing. Let me go over here and go back here. All right. And then I just want to check over there. So what I kinda have to do now is adjust the ground textures a bit and then adjust the trees as well. And then I am pretty much done.
Swedish accent is now over.
Thank God I can speak normally. There's an ad break about to start in a minute, so I'm gonna take that opportunity to go use the restroom. And I'll be taking a little break. In the meantime, make sure to stretch, get your eyes off the screen for a moment, and maybe grab something to eat. I should be back in just a few minutes. Shouldn't take too long. But yeah, I'll be taking a little break here. So see you all soon. Let me go over. Alright, I am back. Sorry, that took way longer than I intended. Had some... Well, my stomach decided to choose violence. That's basically what happened. But let me have a look at the pigs. Those are some awesome little critters. I love them. Very cool. I love the little frog slime looking thing. But thank you all for the welcome backs. Farming fan points. As you should, as you should. I think I am gonna skip over the ground material thing. Because I would rather jump to the tree placement now instead. Freeze will be coming. Well, I'm not sure how useful freeze is when I'm working on this, but I will anticipate freeze whenever I'm playing games. And this Sunday, I will be once again playing Repo with my dear friends Sony, hopefully T, Aira, and hopefully Yuna. Oh. Well, thank you for redeeming freeze, Jay. Now I can't move my mouse for 10 seconds. There we go. Okay. Thank you for doing that, I suppose. Retopo. Automatically adjust landscape vertices. Can I give the landscape more vertices? Landscape layer system. Okay. You have 9k? Well done. That's 9 whole freezes that you could use at some point. But yeah, this Sunday I will be playing Repo once again. So that's a good opportunity to use freeze to screw me over and make Sony, Aira's, T's, and Yuna's lives more miserable. Engine 5 landscape, more triangles. Is it possible to do? Huh. More vertexes. Okay, so I might need to scale down the landscape to 25. How will that work? Where is my landscape? Where is my landscape? Where is my landscape? It's over here. And, well, everything's now super tightly put together. Selection. Can I move it to where it's supposed to be? Okay, there we go. Okay, okay. Oh, Lord. There we are. Let's just move it a bit more. There we are. Now everything is very tightly packed together. So landscape, gonna have to get rid of all the foliage as it is right now, because it's way too tightly packed together. Gonna get rid of the trees. And now I can better play around with the textures. The ground textures. We'll wait for Reaper to use it when the blind guy appears. Oh no. That would really screw me over. Still need to figure out what the god that the goblin village shall pray to. I have the image of the statue, but I do not have the god it is supposed to be tied to. Well, a common god from Wizards of the Coast for goblins is what is it called again? Maglobliet or something like that. I don't remember. Is there like, can I add more sections to the landscape? I don't remember. I think I should be able to manage. Add. Yes. Oh, excuse me. Why? There. Why are you doing this? The what? Maglobliet. I don't fucking... Maglobiet. Something like that. Why is... Okay, there we go. Now I can play around with the terrain a bit more. Materials, where's the terrain? Dirt ground cube, I can get rid of that one. Force delete, dirt ground. Let me rename this to landscape material. There we go. And so I can make these. I wanna How do I want them to tile now? Because let's say that's 50%. So 25%. It should be 12.5. 12.5. Math. And this is already... That's tiling at 1. Okay, so that's easy. That's just 0.25. And then we just apply. I God of War doesn't exactly fit the cute goblin village I have. Like, they aren't exactly war originated. Okay. They are more just craftsmen and women like goblins. But thank you. Then what's the God of Christ called again? I don't remember. Oh lord, that is not what I intended. 0.25 there, and that's 12.5. Yeah, I wanted 0.125. I remember. I don't remember. Trying to pick of what the statue looks like. Oh. Oh, I'm not sure. Hold on. Let me get back there. Okay. So that should be much better now. Yeah. Okay. So now I should more easily be able to maintain, well, do stuff with my terrain. Brush size. How do I smooth? Control is the opposite of... Shift doesn't do anything. It's just smooth tool. Okay, yeah. They collectively made that statue. It took them months as it's a large. They are small. Okay. Maybe I should make the brush size bigger for smoothing. But yeah, with this I should definitely be able to make some nice variation in the ground. Yeah, that's way better. Okay. Paint. Make the tool strength lower, make the brush size smaller. And then we can also sculpt. Brush size. Tool strength super low. Even if it's super low, that's like way too intense. Look at that. I barely have any tool strength at all. But I still feel like that's way too strong. Can I just delete this layer? Oh wait. Is this the layer I want to delete? Maybe? Yes. That is definitely not the layer I want to delete. And what the heck? Huh? Where am I? Might want to delete this layer. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Let's rename to layer 1. Let's just have one layer. Urgus the bark bitter. Sounds good. Sounds good. And it's going to be a very minor deity. Alright, alright. Sculpt. Tool strength. Ramp. Smooth, flatten, smooth, erase height data. Huh. Okay. Hydra erosion. That might be what I'm looking for. Yeah. Let's make the brush smaller. And then erosion is what I'm looking for. Smaller. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I mean, butter, not bitter. Okay. Okie dokie. Then foliage. Let's paint a few trees. Oh, wait. Just trees at the moment. I want to play around a bit with their settings. So I want the scale here to probably be 0.6, 0.6 to 0.9, 0.9. Probably this be 1.5 to 2.5. That might be too big of a difference too. 1.2, 0.7, 0.7, 1. Maybe a bit more density, 200. Then we take a smaller brush. Where's the brush size again? There it is. And then we just remove a few of these trees that are a bit too close to the dirt path. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Trees might be a bit too close to the road. Well, path. How's that? Yeah, that's better. That's for sure better. I just need to put out some more trees. Hmm. I need to expand the landscape a bit more as well. So let's manage, add. Let's make it quite a bit bigger. Not sure why I was getting some strange looking things. It is said that when a goblin makes something truly merciful, they will hear the low, approving rumble of Urgis in the wind through the trees. I like that. I do like that. Paint the grass, and then tool strength. Let's make that tool quite a bit big. So why are you not cooperating? Why am I getting errors? I'm gonna take this. Okay. Oh yeah, if I need more than just one group of players, I'll let you explore the world of the Voyage Train as well. I appreciate the offer, but I've got a bit too much going on at the moment. Oh, that's not working. Why is that not working? I am very, very confused. Why is it acting so strangely? Please. Please. There we go. Please. It's being really wonky. Alright, I just got back from the shower. How is it going? It's going well. I've made it through a good chunk of my to-do list. And currently working on the tree placement. I realized that I probably wanted to make my terrain smaller in scale so that I could more easily well, adjust things. So I had to redo a whole bunch of things, basically. But it's better this way. Here we go. But it's going well. It's going well. Would that be good? Would that look good? I mean, you can judge for yourself. That's good, yeah. The grass is looking great now. I'm really happy with the grass. Don't forget to hydrate, by the way. Yeah, I understand, but like I said, if one more group... if need one more group right now, I do not. I have enough in my hands with them as it is. Yeah. Of course, of course. Okay, that's looking better. I do want some even larger trees somewhere off in the background. I have too many ideas going on now as well. Well, that could be a good and a bad thing. Let me put another. Can I not put two? No, I can't. Okay, I guess I gotta play around a bit with these. So 2 and 3 and 1 and 1. Okay, maybe 3 and 4 to 1.5, 2.5, 1.5 and 2.5, 1.5. Those are some large trees, but I do want some larger ones here and there. So let me see if I can plop a few of these out. Oh. Oh dear lord. Okay. Didn't realize I could do that. Why does that tree not want to be removed? That tree got removed, but I can't remove these ones. Okay. Very odd. Like, I want some trees that are... that kind of stand out in the background. Now they're kind of uniform. Damn it. 2, 5, 3. Okay. See how that looks. That's looking quite okay. Just some adjustments here and there. If I was allowed to remove some of these fucking trees. Why can I not remove these? That one, just delete. Okay. So I can select them like this. Let me decrease the density. I should probably also add some really small ones, like 0.2, 0.5, 0.2, 0.5, 0.5, 0.7, 8, maybe that size. Yeah, for sure. Oof. Look at that frame rate. My god. But yeah. This is actually looking really good right now. Just gotta do something about that frame rate. Decrease the amount of grass, maybe. Just a little bit. Probably don't need grass all the way out here. Maybe decrease the density of the grass all the way out there. Oh, herbs are having an argument. Yeah, way too much grass, for sure. Okay, so decrease the density, then put out a bunch of grass. Maybe a bit more density. So a lot of grass. It's definitely attacking the frame rate quite a bit. Let's have like 300 density and see if that helps. That's definitely better. Yeah. That's a lot better. Let's see, where was I? I keep on coming up with new dimensions, which is not a good thing since it makes me forget others. But with the system I have of needing to roll to see where they are going next, it allows me to develop more on the dimension they are on. Allows me to not pick favorites but make favorites, which is why a lot of the dimensions are empty with the exception of like 1-2 major cities. I'm excited for them when I roll the next dimension. They have stayed a little too long in the one place. Alright, well, yeah. Sure sounds like a lot of fun. Can I, like... Just gotta take a look at my birds. Make sure they're not doing anything they shouldn't be. Oh, can I, like... have density on my erase? Yes, I can. Erase density, so... Oh, that's great. That is great. Let me erase a lot of this. Okay, I want the player to walk a little slower. Where do I have my player? Probably somewhere in here then. Let me get rid of the test, delete, blueprints, player. Where is the walk speed? Stop. Isn't there like a walk speed thing here somewhere? Jump. Movement. Speed. There we go, walk speed. I want to like have that, or even less maybe. compile, and then I wanna move the player start thingamajig over here. Okay, yeah. That is good. Have to go. Bye. Take care, drama. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you so much for swinging by and sticking all the way till now. I will be wrapping up my stream here, so you're not gonna miss much at all. Thank you for being here, drama. I'll be rolling a d20 right now for which dimension they are going to. Well done. Hopefully will be something that you've been wanting to have them in for a while. Okay. But yeah, I think I am gonna... I do wanna work a bit more on the... Juju. The roughness. The roughness map. Oh, whoops. But I am very happy with my progress today. I mean, it's almost done. Let me just take this and put this here so you can see what I've done today. Where did it go? There we go. Well, so today I redid the grass foliage texture. I adjusted it. I redid the foliage vertex color, which controls how much it's affected by the wind. I also redid the mesh for the grass, so that's looking better. I skipped the roughness texture thing because I think I want to do that on my own to look up some videos and stuff like that. And I did the tree placement and size variation, so that's looking good now. But yeah, my portfolio work here is almost done. Just some more minor things I want to do on my own. But yeah, that would be the Valorian, Aqualithos or Titanius. Valorian fits with the current story. Aqualithos allows them to meet Algoth's previous character, and Titaners allows me to get a bit more horror theme. Hell yeah. Well done. Sounds like a lot of fun nonetheless. But welcome in, Sparrow. You have excellent timing because I am about to wrap up my stream here today. Because I have been going for 3 hours and I feel like I accomplished everything I pretty much wanted to accomplish with this stream. As you can see on my little check mark, well, to-do list here, it did pretty much everything except for, well, the roughness textures, but I also feel like I wanted to do that a bit more on my own. So yeah. Sorry, Sparrow, but yeah, horrible timing. But as I mentioned earlier on the earlier in the stream, I will be streaming on Sunday. I will be doing another repo stream with my dear friends Ira, Sony, possibly T, possibly Yuna. It's not entirely sure yet if those two can make it, but it would be absolutely wonderful if they could. But we're going to be playing repo again. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure to tune in if you want to. But until then, thank you all so much for swinging by and sticking all the way till the end. Take care of yourselves, and I will be seeing you on Sunday. Let me see. Let me see over here. Should we raid over real quickly to someone? Yeah, let's raid. It's been a while since I did a raid. Oh please. Ah, there we go. Raid channel. Who do we currently have live? Following. We have Devi live. Yeah, let's go give Devi a raid. Why don't we? There we are. Please join me to raid this absolutely wonderful human being. She's currently playing Witcher 3, which is not surprising at all, since it's one of her two main games, basically. And yeah, if you're interested in watching some Witcher 3, Devi is always there to deliver. Plenty of fun. So let's go give her a warm hello and see you all.